I think as you go up, let's say in the financial ladder, money ladder, people start being more and more fake towards you. But every time I hit you up, you gotta hit me with like raw advice. What was it that made you different?
First of all, knowing how to think. If something's not working, it's for a reason, and then you have to train your brain to find the solution and implement that. And if they don't have that, there's still another thing, right? Like charisma. Right. Let's say they don't have a good offer, but they're super charismatic. Well, one of my mentors always says, Jeremy, like you need to be a psychopath if you want to make a lot of money, you know?
Yeah, that's good.
Which I'm not sharing with everybody, right? Because they will get triggered.
Because nobody can get close. They're not even close. I'm the best fighter in the world.
On the run and I'm battling.
But yeah, basically we go way back, man. Like I think when I just started out doing my own products, that's when I heard about you first. And I think throughout the years, you've always given me good advice. First, because you're real, right? And that's what I actually honestly appreciate about you. So yeah, like I think even a couple months ago, beginning of this year, I asked you, hey man, how should I hire? What should I do in this stuff, in this scenario? I followed it exactly and it's showing results for me, right? Like I have 2 people now almost full time with me. I have a lot of that to thank to you, and they're generating well, you know, in the 6 figures in profit for me. So thank you for that, and also thank you for this call, interview, because I want to do this because I'm selfish, you know? I don't really care if anyone watches this, but I just want you here so that I can ask you personal questions.
Yeah, of course, man. Happy to be here. Yeah, I mean, that's what one of my mentors always says, Jeremy, like you need to be a psychopath if you want to make a lot of money, you know?
Yeah.
So when you ask me a question, you get the psychopath answer.
That's good.
Which I'm not sharing with everybody, right? Because they will get triggered and I will lose some friends, but anybody who needs it, you know, and that I like, of course I'll help them out. So yeah, cool.
For sure. So, I mean, I want to start off by just getting to know you in general. Like, what is it you exactly do? Because I know you have a lot on your plate. You're always working, you're always traveling, meeting with clients, doing this, doing that, building new partnerships. You even have your own podcast going on. So what is it exactly that you do specifically?
Yeah, so that has changed over the years. Yeah. But right now I'm kind of focused on like, you know, 1, 2, 3 big projects, and
right.
That's all I want to do. I don't want to do more. I just want to go deeper and make more money. They call it a growth partner nowadays, right? That's like the popular word for it.
Yeah.
I just help people make more money, right? Which you could say CMO, growth partner. But yeah, I do their marketing. I started as an advertising agency.
Right.
And then at some point I realized, okay, like it's not about advertising, it's about copywriting. So then I improved my copywriting so I could give them even better results. And then from the agency, I kind of rolled into like the rev share / partner up with people model. And yeah, that's what I do. I make sure people get traffic and conversions, and I scale them up. Yeah.
Okay, let's slow down there for a second. So you started as an advertising agency. Was it just you, or did you actually hire people to do it? And what do you mean with advertising agency?
Yeah, I guess so. We have to go back to my second financial failure in life. So I was working for some kind of dating company in the Netherlands. I was doing like blogging and SEO.
Yeah.
After that, I went to shit. Had to move back to my parents at 23, 24.
Oh shit.
So I had to move back to my parents, and then I got into the whole drop shipping thing. I started doing drop shipping, and then from there people asked me like, hey, can you run my ads? So then I just started running their ads, and I've always been like, always just doing everything. I'm always like trying to get people results. So when I started running ads, I started writing their copy, I started designing the images. You know, I was like coming up with video ideas. So I just from the start did everything.
Right.
And then that's something I started in the Netherlands and then scaled up internationally as well. Right. But yeah, like I would say, you know, advertising agency, just I make sure that people have ads, run ads, get sales.
Yeah. And when did you actually make that switch? Because you mentioned, okay, it's not about advertising, so I started focusing more on copywriting.
I mean, I never really made that switch. I always got that. So I think the biggest thing that people get like caught up in is like that helplessness, right? It's like, oh, I'm sending, them emails, but they're not sending out the emails. It's like, then send them out yourself or ask if you can do more, right? So I always just looked like, hey, what drives revenue? And then I just did that. So for me, there was no transition. Like I never get that. Like when there's freelancers who are like, sending the emails and then they're not asking how the emails are doing. There's no feedback loop. It's like,
Right.
don't you want them to make money so they can pay you and so they're happy and so they can keep paying you? So yeah, to answer your question, for me, there never was a switch.
Okay.
I just always did what made sense. And my awareness, of course, went bigger over time. So before I was like, oh, the ads are not working. Okay, write new ads, right? But then at some point you realize, oh, it's actually the page or it's the offer.
Right.
And that's how I just like developed my skill from just like looking at the ads, visuals, advertising, targeting strategies. And then I realized, oh, I did everything here, it's not working. Okay, let's look at that. Okay, it's the page. Okay, let's do VSLs. Okay, I never did email marketing myself. I always hired people for that.
Right.
Let's hire somebody who does email marketing so we can get better results. Right? Oh, there's something happening with the sales team. Let's put some proper tracking in place so at least we can see what's going on, right? And then I have the data to consult, tell them like, hey, apologies, your show up rate is low here or this closure is not performing. So I just always did whatever it took to get them results. So there was never a switch. I've always been like that, right? And still now I always want to learn something new that can, increase revenue, drive revenue. So for me, that's one of those frustrates me.
Right. Yeah. I mean, also in terms of something that's very important is picking the right client, right? Because you mentioned a lot of things, but we both know if you work with a client or with a partner,
Yeah.
you're dealing with a big personality usually, right? They have to execute on that. So can you actually walk me through, even before you get a client, like what is it, or a partner, what is it you look for? Because you mentioned you get a piece of the pie. Okay, that means you actually have to bring in results to get paid.
Yes.
Right? So even before that, what factors are you looking for to even know if they're going to be successful? To even know if there would be a client that can generate like whatever, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million per month, right?
Yeah, so how do you find the right partner, but also how do you hire the same agency? It's actually the same,
Okay.
right? So if you're looking for somebody to do media buying or copywriting,
Yeah.
or if you're looking for somebody who has a copywriter or media buyer to work for, you just first have to realize 20/80 rule, right? Most businesses go out of business within like 1 year, 50% of them.
Yeah.
So you just have to realize that like probably 80% of them are not a good fit.
All right.
Right? But most people, they just want the money and then they just pick the first client they get. Doesn't work, they burn their relationship. So if you think about it, like, okay, only 20% of them is probably a good match, right? It's just, rough number.
Cool.
Then if you talk to a lot of people, you start recognizing the patterns. So, it starts, of course, with the offer, right? If somebody has an offer, look them up, like look up whether they even have testimonials, reviews, whether they get good clients results, whether they have social media, if they know what they're doing, right? From an expertise level and also from a testimonial and Trustpilot review level, right? Like, do they know what they're doing? Then you also look in the market. Like if you see like freaking 10 other people doing the same thing, right? Then you need to ask them that question. It's like, hey, listen, I see 10 other people doing the same stuff. Why would they choose you? Right? And if they cannot answer that properly, then don't take them on.
Right.
Because then you have to invent their unique mechanism and you have to find their advantage. But a good business owner, they know, okay, this is what I'm doing in the market, I'm better. And it's not only testimonials, but it's like, hey, we have a better system, we have better delivery, we have X, Y, Z. Right? And I mean, if they don't have that, there's still another thing, right? Like charisma.
Right.
Let's say they don't have a good offer, but they're super charismatic.
Yeah.
Now you can still get away with it. But if they don't have a good offer, and if they're not charismatic, why would you even take them on, right?
Right.
And that's just a few. And then there's like, are they good operators, right?
Okay.
Are they showing up on time? Do they know their numbers? Are they good with communication? Because if they're not doing that, that's probably also how they run their business, right? It's like you might scale them up and then they don't deliver. Or you send them ad scripts and it takes them 6 months to record it or like something like that, right? So you just want to like look at, like, is this a business that's operating properly? And you recognize that by, asking them the questions. Like, if they don't have the numbers in their business, and you start working with them, you don't even know if you can improve it or if it improves, right? And then, of course, you also have the character argument. Like, is this person like somebody who wants to actually make it work? Or are they just like a lifestyle business owner, right?
Right, yeah.
So do you feel like if you're talking to them, like, like if you talk with me, I'm quite intense, right? So I'm not gonna give you some like woo-woo spiritual advice that's not based on anything.
Yeah.
So just by talking to them, like seeing how they're communicating, behaving, answering questions, you also get a feel like whether this guy is gonna go through the fire with you or not, right? Because if they don't wanna go through the fire, like why would you like work your ass off and try to push that business forward? Then you're already running the business yourself at that point, right?
That makes sense.
I mean, those are just a few things that you can ask, and it's the same for like working with a copywriter or a media buyer. It's like, right? Do they understand your offer? Do they think like how they're thinking. Do they have a good character? Do they have good work ethic, right? Do they have a brain? Do they know how to think? Do they understand your offer, right? All these things that I just shared that you should understand about your, prospect, client, partner, you should also ask your copywriter and just test them on the spot, right?
Right.
Do they actually get it? Right? It's one thing to fill out templates and to talk about copy and to write some copy, but it's like, do they actually get the essence, right? That's why I always make that joke that I'm outperforming a lot of native speakers, writers, because my English might be, not the best, but I get the concept. Right? So if you come up with a big idea, a unique mechanism, you will outperform all these copywriters that have been trained and write really good copy, because it's like copy is here and then the big idea and the mechanism is above that, so it pulls more weight. And the same with charisma, right? If I work with people who are really charismatic, my copy might be less good, we might not have a mechanism, we can still outperform them. So I think that's enough.
No, that makes a lot of sense. So just to summarize, what you're looking for is first, I mean, not in any particular order, social proof, charisma, do they have the operations or at least the capability to run the ops?
Yes.
And then the offer itself.
Yeah.
So you look for all four.
All of them. I mean, it's kind of like, for me, this is more intuitive. I just have a feeling. I know, like, if I'm like, I should probably not do this, right?
Yeah.
That's a sign, right? It's like, I call it the fuck yes rule.
Right.
If it's a fuck yes, you're like, yeah, I feel like I can scale this because he's charismatic, good offer, seems like they're operating, this guy's really motivated, you can feel that, but you can, you could probably grade that from 1 to 10 and then do some calculation. It should be probably 8 out of 10 or something. But for me, that's more intuitive, but yeah.
And how long does that take, this process?
I mean, ideally, I always ask them to send some stuff before I would jump on a call with them.
Okay.
So I can get like a feeling for the numbers, because then I can prepare the right questions. And then within one call, boom, I'm done. Sometimes it takes a second call, right, to figure it out. Right. If they don't have the numbers, right, you're like, might still have potential, but we need to look up the numbers. Right, and then also this is where experience comes in, right? Like, I know what a good CTR is, what a good cost per lead is, how many people should book a call or how many people should buy from the sales page. I know like what the retargeting campaign should look like. So there I can kind of see like, okay, this is really bad right now, but it's working. So I just need to improve creatives, or okay, I just make a few tweaks in the funnel. And then that's also the thing, like, what I feel a lot is missing. Like, most people, they're not confident, right? In closing the deal. That's one of those things. Like, how do you become more confident to close a deal as a freelancer? It's like, you should be able to visualize or like, write down how you're going to do it. Right? It's like, you should think like, okay, their email marketing is bad because the open rates are like super low. I can probably double that because and then also already have an idea, right? If I'm on a call, I'm like freestyling with them. Like, hey, these subject headlines, I would change it to this. Okay, I see you're doing this with the ads, but I would probably use these IDs. So I see that, I just have to, change the headline or split test the page a little bit, create some ads there. I already have some IDs most of the time, and maybe the email, or, we need to get a proper feedback loop from the sales team. And I already know that they're going to make back the money that I would, ask for, or like what kind of deal we have. I know you should be able to visualize that, right? Yeah. When you run an offer, like, okay, whatever, I'm in the health space, I know the market is this big. You can look up the CPCs, normal conversion rates are like, okay, so I should be able to get it up to at least like 300 sales per month. And then with this upsell rate and this AUV, I should be able to hit this like revenue level, right? So you should be able to model / project success based on your own skill. If you cannot do that, like, how are you gonna be confident in the call, right? Like when and if I'm not, I'm also honest about it, but that's more like I'm telling them like, hey, listen, I think this is 50-50, or I'm not sure about this, and this.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Most people don't even think about like, okay, how am I going to deliver results, right? Because if you don't know how, you're probably not going to be confident, and you're probably not even going to be able to give them the right results.
Yeah. So how do you actually generate results for your clients? So you mentioned something about call funnels. Is that the main thing you do, or?
I mean, everything, like whatever it takes, right? Only thing I don't really do is challenges, but low ticket, webinar, to mid ticket or calls, and VSL call funnels.
Right. And there's always like a, let's say, guru based, like a personality based.
Yeah, I mean, I've also done it without that, but yes.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Can you actually give an example of this person, right? Or give an example of a partner that you worked with?
A lot of people don't know about it. A lot of people have it. So if I can show them like, hey, right, this is, something that you can do, then they're like, oh man, I didn't know that, right? So that's the eye-opener moment, right? Then you look at the competitors, it's like, hey, how's the quality, like their ad quality, how's their copy, how's their funnel, how's their sales process, can I compete, can I beat this based on testimonial? It's just the same stuff, right?
Right.
You just do the math. And I mean, also, like, I've been doing this for a while, so I have seen a lot. I know a lot of people, I go to a lot of masterminds, so you also kind of get a feeling for it, like an intuition.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, that makes sense. But also, I'm fine with like investing. Like one of my favorite offers that I'm working on right now, it's a trading offer where they're located in Dubai. We do internationally. Like it took us like a freaking year to really like
Oh, wow.
crack it, right? And then that we got to a next level, and then you plateau, and then we're working on the next level. So I know that it might take 6 to 12 months to pull something off, right?
That's crazy, actually.
Yeah, and also think about it, sales teams, you cannot just hire 5 more people and assume that they will close, right? There's like a ramp up period. So like, that's the good thing where I don't have to worry too much about finances. So I'm also playing the long game, right?
Yeah. You don't have that, oh shit, I need a paycheck like today, right?
Yeah.
Wait, so you're working with this guy for 1 year, 6 to 12 months. Obviously, your partner's in this business. How is he dealing with it? Because not seeing results for 6 to 12 months, or not seeing like the progress he wants, like, what do you say? Like, how do you get through that? Because a lot of, well, for me, I was a shitty freelancer, right? So if I didn't get my clients' results in 1 week, 2 weeks, it's over.
I mean, it's again about vision, right?
Yeah.
Like, can you portray, like show them the vision? What's going to happen, right? Can you tell them the story of what you think is going to happen? Can you convince them that it's going to work out, right? So in that case, it's the same. It always goes back to like, hey, listen, your offer is literally the best in the market.
Yeah.
It's going to work one day. The question is only when, right? Then you look at their competitors like, hey, look at what these guys are doing. It's not good, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to beat them, right? And hey, we need to solve this, this, and this to unlock the next layer.
Right.
Right. And the good thing is if you join, if you become business partners and you partner up, most of the time they're already a little bit more like long-term thinkers.
Okay.
And also like if you pick the right character, they're not going to give up after 1, 2, 3 months.
Right.
Right. But it's really about communication and like the vision. Okay, what's the next step? Okay, we're going to do this. Okay, we'll work on this. Right. And but also most people don't have the memory, right? So the client comes to them like, hey, yeah, this is not working, in the last 3 months. And it's like, yeah, but whatever. You didn't do this, 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 and this. Whatever, the sales guy quit, or we had like a bunch of refunds, or somebody went on holiday, right? It's like you have to understand sequencing, right? If you can project like, hey, this is what happened the last 3 months, so it made sense that this, this, and this happened. If we solve this, 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 and this, we unlock that bottleneck and we can scale again, right?
Okay.
So I mean, that's just communication, but I think really having that vision to like you can see where it goes, right?
Yeah, for sure. And then from there, you can basically work out the numbers. So how did you actually work out the numbers in terms of marketing? Like, did you run a test first, or what did you do? And how did you even learn about this process yourself?
I mean, I don't know how to answer this question. I mean, it's just like, like, okay, the cost per lead is like a certain amount, right? In certain niches. So, okay, whatever the cost per lead is going to be 10 to 30 bucks. If we book X amount of calls, with outbound or without outbound, and the cost per call is this, if we close this, and we close for this price point, right? And we know this price point works because it's been validated on organic.
Yeah.
Then you just do I mean, it's almost hard to explain because it's so logical, right?
Yeah, but it's logical to you, but to someone listening, might not be.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, right, it's always like you think about, okay, you can Google, like, what's the cost per click, right? In certain industries on Facebook, maybe you can even ask ChatGPT. They start calculating, okay, let's say the opt-in rate is this, or Facebook lead forms is like, you just run like some models, right? Which, these are based on like data that I have. And then I just model it out, and then it's like, and I'm always looking for, they should be easy, right?
Okay.
Even if everything goes wrong, it should be easy.
Yeah. So in terms of the offers that you actually pick, or the clients that you work with, is it always in like the same industry, or do you just take whatever fits the 4 characteristics that you opted for?
I mean, generally in life, I try to always leverage something that I've done in the past. Yes. Okay. So I don't like. I mean, at this point, I don't take any project, right? Because I'm focused on trading and the big projects there. Like, I always try to leverage something, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, I have experience with this. this translates well into this, right? Where I don't want to like, what you do is, I think one of the hardest things, right? You went from one niche to another niche,
Yeah.
right? You have to understand the audience from scratch again.
Yeah.
Now you still bring your media buying skills, right? But I ideally have more overlap, right? Like what I like is, okay, I have the media buying skills, I transfer that. But let's say, you know, you have experience in trading, which is similar to investing or real estate, right?
Yeah.
So there's like some overlap there, because then you don't have to start from scratch. So I always try to like look, I mean, not looking at the moment, but look for opportunities that are, you know, overlapping with what I have done, so that like the question mark part of the equation is smaller, right?
Right.
So yeah,
That makes sense.
if you go from like fitness coaching to chess coaching,
Yeah.
right? It's like there's like 5% overlap probably,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's too far.
So I mean, you
Too
can
far.
do it like if you have nothing better to do, or if you need the money or whatever. I'm not saying, and that also depends like how many projects you're doing and how big these projects are, whether you have the mental bandwidth for that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like ideally you leverage what you've done in the past, right? You have more knowledge, like you have insider, you know, knowledge, or
For sure.
you know a little bit more than the competitors when you enter that market, because you have to beat them, right? If you're entering the market, you cannot like do the same. You have to beat them. That's also one thing that I don't, nobody realizes, like you're always competing, right? It's like, you know that, right? As an advertiser, you're competing with like freaking memes. You're competing with Netflix. You're competing with all that stuff. So first of all, being aware that you're competing with the rest of the world. Second of all, you're competing with your competitors, right? Because they, like, even if you run a lot of ads, like just say you spend $1 million a month on ads, right?
Yeah.
That other dude might spend 50 to 100K, and some of your like prospects will also see those ads,
Of course. Yeah.
and he's lifting on your like ad spend. So if you cannot beat your competitor, you're gonna lose, right?
Yeah. 100%.
And I'm always aware of that. I'm like, that's like what's driving me. I want to beat this guy. I always want to be the biggest, you know, or like beat somebody who's bigger than me, right? Which is then with the partners. Or
Yeah.
like,
Advertising is a bidding marketplace.
exactly,
You know? So,
exactly. You're
100%.
competing. So if you don't know how you're gonna beat somebody, yeah, what are you doing, right?
Yeah. All right. Man, why do you work so hard? You know, you got the lifestyle, I'd say, you got enough cash coming in, more probably than you know what to do with. Why do you work so hard?
I mean, what else are you gonna do? You know, like if people talk about work-life balance, now let's not talk about people who have a family, right? Because I don't have a family, so I just have a dog, you know, who's chilling here. So I don't want to like talk about that because I have no experience.
Yeah.
But it's like you can go to the gym, you can work 10 hours a day, and you can watch 2 or 3 Netflix episodes, and you can eat healthy.
Yeah.
What else is there? Like in the weekend, you can go on a little trip. You know,
Sure.
every 2 to 3 months, you can go on a little trip for a couple of days. Like you can do all that stuff. You know what I mean? So, like, what else are you gonna do, right? I'm doing everything. So why would I not work? Like I would literally be bored. Like,
Okay. So it's just to kill your boredom.
yeah, no, I mean it's like yeah. I mean partly, but it's like just like think about it. Like, what are you doing the whole day, right? I mean, if you really enjoy, like I don't know, like.
Golfing. You mentioned you picked up
Yeah,
golfing
I mean,
recently.
I do that, you know, in the weekend when I'm for a couple of hours. But yeah, like unless you really have like a big passion like that, where you are like golfing every day. I mean, even then you could probably golf 3 to 4 hours a day and still crush it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, there's so much time if you're not wasting it with like random.
True.
So I don't know. I don't think I don't even think I'm the hardest worker. I'm just like, yeah. What else are you gonna do, right? Like if you like ask somebody like, hey, analyze your last week or last month. Are you happy with how you spent your time? Most of them will say no.
Yeah.
Right. So that to me shows that you could have worked harder, right, or done more. So yeah, I mean it's that, and of course you know you want to make money, you want to do cool stuff. Like I love beautiful villas, you know, or castles. So I want to buy villas in castles.
Sure.
You know, if my children are there, I want to be able to send them to Harvard.
Nice.
Or like get them the best, you know, private piano teacher there is in the city.
Right.
There's some private schools in the UK that are like 80 to 150K a year. So, you know, I at least want to have enough money for my kids to, you know, go there if that would be the best fit for them. So, I mean, like, a lot of people also are like, yeah, you know, like, you don't need that much money. It's like, I don't know, I disagree.
Yeah, it is true. Life is getting expensive, especially if you want the best for the best.
Yeah, exactly that. But also, like, why would you not want, like, I mean, you are kind of the same. Like, it's like, why don't you want to experience the best, right?
I agree 100%. But do you have like some kind of crazy ambition, crazy vision for yourself? You know, I don't know, you want to start a Dutch Indies VSOC, what is it called? You know,
VOC,
yeah, you want to start like a big ass company like that, or you don't have that kind of dream?
I mean, there's a lot of elements there, right? Like, of course, I have a certain number in my mind that, you know, most people would say is on the high side. I will not reveal it here, but people are like, oh, I don't need that. It's like, nah, you've not done the math, or you have not done the math at the standards that I want, or the things that I want. And then the second thing is also like, yeah, well, what else am I supposed to do? You know, it's like, I mean, I don't think I would want to start a VOC, but like, why am I doing the podcast just like you? I just want to meet interesting people. Like, how crazy would it be if like in 20 years from now, you know, Elon Musk is like mining asteroids, and I'm gonna like freaking set up a campaign for like investors in asteroid mining. Right?
Yeah, sure.
Like,
yeah.
I don't think that's like 0% chance. I think there's like whatever 0.1
Sure.
or 1% chance that something like that happens. So yeah, just by doing cool stuff, you also unlock other opportunities later on. So I don't know. I just don't want to be bored. Like that's pretty much it, right? It's like,
Right.
I don't want to be bored, and like you want to, I guess, like reach your potential to a certain degree.
For sure.
Yeah, I guess like not being bored is
The biggest
also.
part.
Yeah.
For me also, to be honest. yeah.
Yeah.
So is there anyone that you actually looked up to when you started, or even now? Like, do you have any inspiration? Someone that inspires you? For me, for example, I love historical characters. Like Harald Hardrada, Alexander the Great, Napoleon, Hannibal Barca, you know, those type of people. I love their stories. I love the adventure that they went through. Like, these are the things that inspire me to live a good life, to have this adventure. That's why I went to Istanbul, because these guys all passed through Istanbul, right? Do you have anything like that for yourself?
Yeah, I mean a bunch. I mean, of course, Elon Musk in terms of like the whole space journey.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about Tesla. I didn't read up on it. Like, don't you know, graffiti this podcast or my car because I say Elon Musk. But
Yeah,
I kind of like his whole space adventure. I am not really a history buff. I like.
Sure.
I mean, I liked reading science fiction. I stopped doing it because it was, you know, wasting too much time.
Okay.
But so, for example, the book series Foundation or June. Those are like freaking 5 or 7 books. I've read all of them.
Okay.
And yeah, that stuff inspires me. It's like, for example, in June, it's about this, you know, community that's living on a, you know, planet in the sand, in the desert. And it's like, man, they only care about water, right?
Yeah.
And just that mental frame of like, they don't have money, they have water. And that's what they care about. And they cannot go out because it's too warm during the day, right? And it's super dangerous there. Right? That's how it was back in the day as well with the nomads, like living in the deserts.
Yeah.
So that is really cool to see, like, hey, that kind of grounds you towards, you know, you don't need anything. And the other part is like, I think it's cool if we can start like flying through the, you know, universe and exploring and seeing what's going on there. It's like going hiking, but better, right? My goal, like when I was younger, my goal was to be the first guy to climb Mount Olympus on Mars, which is the highest mountain on Mars. I mean, that was just a random goal because somebody told me you need to think big. I don't think that's going to happen, or I don't know if I really want to do that. Like that's the first one, because that would of course also be kind of dangerous. But so yeah, that the space travel inspires me. Yeah, but what I said, big houses, but mainly fiction. How they build all these biggers. Like, I feel we're just getting started as humans, you know?
I agree.
So I want to have the finance to, you know, experience that, or maybe at some point get involved in 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
And then of course you have like mentors like Jeremy Haynes.
Okay.
I've also learned a bunch from Cole Gordon's team.
Right.
At their events, really good at the leadership and management. Yeah, of course I got started because of Max Torno, right? Because he told me it's so easy to make 10K a month. I'm like, well, if it's that easy, I should probably do it, right?
Yeah.
Good friend Max Torno, shout out to him. Yeah, and Jordan Platten, he was the first guy that inspired me to, you know, do the agency thing.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, I mean, also my Taekwondo coach. She, you know, showed me that I was not crazy, but that most other people don't think like me. So yeah, there's have been a lot of people there.
Yeah. I mean, so let's go back to the beginning, yeah? Because you grew up in a, I think like just one generation before mine. Let's say in terms of the internet business, right? Because I pretty much saw the big bizarre boom around 2016. That's when I was 16. So I got to see all those opportunities. For me, I think it was easier for me to get started than it would have probably been for you. because you said, hey, 23, you had to move back with your parents. So where did all that interest come from, or what inspired you to even get started in entrepreneurship? And what was the beginning like for you?
Yeah, it's actually super random. Like, and I also sometimes, get a little bit jealous.
Yeah.
When I look at these guys who just, straight out of high school, they went into this.
I know, man, it's crazy.
It's like, man, like they put in so much more reps. So, I mean, for me, it was like online poker. So I somehow, when I was like 15 or 16, I discovered online poker. Start playing that secretly, on my dad's thing, and did that stuff. So I realized, you can make money online.
Yeah.
And I thought it was pretty cool. So that's how it started. I dropped out of high school, online poker.
Oh, you actually dropped out?
Sorry, not high school, university, yes.
Okay.
Because I wanted to just see what would happen if I played poker.
Sure.
I could live from it. It was nothing big. And then I realized this whole okay, you can live online.
Yeah.
Then I started working a job to stay in Budapest because I didn't have any money anymore. And then I realized how freaking horrible it was to work, in a call center, 9 to 5, all that stuff. And then I started listening to the 67 steps of Tai Lopez to kind of like brainwash myself. And then I didn't even think about making money. I was just looking for opportunities. So I was into the whole self-development thing, and I got into self-development, and I started blogging for self-development.
So how old were you then? Like, when was this?
When what happened? Like, so I graduated when I was 20.
Okay.
Then because I took like some extra years because I did some weird shit.
Yeah, no problem.
Or I was distracted. So I graduated at 20. At 21, I dropped out of university to play online poker.
Okay.
That took like let's say a year.
Right.
Then I was 22. Then I was working in corporate for a bit. Then at 23, I started working into the self-development thing.
Okay.
That took another year. Then that kind of failed.
Yeah,
And
that's
then-
when you went back to your parents, right?
Yes,
At
and
23.
then like I was studying Kevin David. Maybe some you know him, yeah. And then he showed me this drop shipping thing, and I was like, after like the call center job, like watching all these videos, learning how to run ads, set up the store. I started with a dog web store, and that's how I learned that skill. And then through the network, I got some requests and started running the agency with a partner who at some point didn't pay taxes, and then we were broke.
Wow.
And then he was not doing sales, and I was like, why am I not doing this myself?
Yeah.
And I started doing it myself. I mean, I never thought about making money until I was like 25 or 26. And then I was like, Max, like in his YouTube video, it's so easy to make 10K a month. Easy to make 10K a month, which I agree with, by the way, if you just put in the work.
I agree too.
If you want to sacrifice everything and put in the work, you can do it.
Yeah.
If you're like at least normal. Anyway, so yeah.
Okay.
Then Max just kind of exposed me to, you can make more money. I'm like, I have nothing better to do, right? Bored. So let's try that.
Damn, so it was that you actually have kind of a similar story to me. Like, I never had this big blow up, right? Because it's like some people in our industry, overnight, they have overnight success, right? Like, maybe they hit like a crazy crypto, they hit like one store that just pops off in the beginning, but you always went through like these cycles of failure, success, failure, success, failure, success before you hit your, still big breakthrough, right? It's like always been gradual for you, or no? Did you not say that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say like the first online poker didn't really work out. Then the self-improvement project didn't work out. Then the drop shipping didn't really work out. Then the agency together with a partner didn't really work out.
Yeah.
And then those failures were over. And then I had like a conversation with my now wife, back then girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, there's this guy, Max Torno. He says it's easy to make 10K per month. It's like 3K, this is less money. If this doesn't work, then we have to move back to your parents.
Yeah.
Because we're like in Budapest.
Wait, so, all right.
And then I did that. And from then on, of course, there's always ups and downs, but then it kind of started taking off.
Yeah.
But
So you were 25, 26. You saw an ad of Max, or you saw a video of Max about his coaching program to make 10K a month. It was
Yes.
$3,000. You invested
Yes.
the $3,000.
Yes.
What happened then?
I mean, within like, I don't know, 3 to 6 months, was making 10K per month.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So, and then eventually he became your client, right?
Then at some point, we partnered up,
Yeah, that's a super, super interesting relationship. I'm actually very, very curious about that. So, well, before I actually get into that, a lot of people do coaching programs. I mean, I know a lot of friends that do coaching programs.
Yeah.
What made you different to actually get the results? Because 3 to 6 months, in my opinion, is very fast. For me, it took longer than that.
Yeah, I mean, I had the skill, right? So I had been like practicing the skill with like, let's say, clients or people I knew. So the skill was kind of there,
Okay.
or at least good enough.
Yeah.
So it was just sales and marketing.
Yeah. And did
Right.
you see any difference in terms of students that are successful versus you in terms of the way you show up, anything else besides the skill? Because skill can be learned. Anyone, if you have an IQ above 90, I think, or 85, you can pretty much learn the skill of advertising, right? It's not like a crazy skill to learn because everything is out there. People are literally paying you to see their ads. So you can reverse engineer anything that works. So what was it that made you different from other students or other people that try advertising? Why did it work out for you so well compared to other people?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's two things, right? Like, first of all, knowing how to think. Like, there's a lot of people that like, they have these conversations with each other, or with the business owner, or with marketing, and they don't understand the fundamentals, right? So it's like, if somebody asks me like, you know, hey, but what will be the profit, or what will be this, or you know, then they will be like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, let me ask you a few questions. Okay, we can kind of model that. Like, so I actually understood them. Like most people, they think they understand, but they don't. Like, they don't understand the numbers, they don't understand the offer, they don't understand anything.
Yeah.
Right. So when people talk to me, they're like, oh, this guy actually cares. Like, he actually tries to understand, and he understands me, right?
Yeah.
So just, I call that having a brain, right? Just using your brain, right? Like, if something's not working, it's for a reason, and then you have to train your brain to find the solution and implement that. And if you can do that on a call, then they see your expertise in practice, right? Which builds trust, right? Because they hire you for your expertise. So that's the first thing. That's something that's a little bit harder to train or to learn, or
I agree.
to get. I guess that's
It's kind of built in.
I'm like lucky and grateful for how my parents raised me, you know, debating and all these kind of things.
Yeah.
That I got that. Yeah, second thing is also just like putting in the reps. Like, it's like I was sending like freaking, I don't know, 100 Loom videos per month, right? Like, I was sending these people like, hey, I saw your marketing, I see some improvements here, blah, 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 blah. And it's still, to this day, this works. Like, there's still people doing that because, again, it shows your expertise. Most people, they don't say anything useful, right? You know how it is with YouTube. Like, hey, I'm from X country. I'm not going to say the country because then people will call me racist. You know, I think you could make some improvements on your video editing. You know, do you want me to help you? It's like, what do you think I could improve on? If you can say like, hey, at 3 minutes, here I see that there's something in front of your head or the audio is bad, I can fix that for you. I'm like, let me check that. Oh, he's right. He has the eye, right? I'm looking for talent. I'm looking for somebody that can help me, right? So just by showing your expertise, that's something that most people don't do because they don't have it.
Yeah.
You already stand out, right? And that's what you do with your marketing, like your outreach, your sales calls. There's more to sales than that, of course, but
Of course.
if the expertise is not there, you know, you need to be really good at sales.
Yeah. It's also leading with confidence, right? Because let's say when you're hiring, you talk to someone and they kind of put it on you to figure out for them what they should do. But if someone comes in and has a plan for you, already did the research, understands your business, and then leads with that plan, even if it might not be good, you're like, damn, this guy did his homework. Like, I appreciate that, right? Like he's not wasting my time. So, yeah, awesome. So that's basically what you did to in those 3 to 6 months.
And I did it, right? And like, it's like, you know, we all know the stats. How many people even finish the first video after they buy a product, or even coaching programs? But I did it, right? So what I did, I was like posting on LinkedIn. I did something funny that I don't think many people talk about. Like, if you run a coaching business, you should treat gathering testimonials as sales.
Right.
Like, somebody needs to be on it. You need to follow up. You need to frame it properly. It's like, hey, I want you to inspire other people. Do you want to record a video with me? Jump on a quick call. Do the interview, right? That's like sales. And if they get in the moment, right? Like, oh yeah, I just got a new sale in, or I just did this or that. It's like, boom, jump on a call, record it. Right. So I did that with my clients. I had I removed them now from YouTube. A bunch of YouTube videos where I was just talking to clients, and then I posted that on all the platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram, all that stuff. So I just did the work. But I think the testimonial gatherer, hunter mindset is quite good. Like, most people don't have that. It's like, man, like,
it's such a small change too. Like, you don't really have to do much extra, right?
Yes.
It's already there.
But you have to realize getting testimonials is like sales almost. Like, you need to follow up. You need to present it in a proper way. You need to have the timing right. Yeah. Okay.
So let's go back to the question I wanted to ask you before. After the 3 to 6 months, all right, you're talking with Max, you're hanging out with him, you see you're getting results. How did that relationship develop?
I mean, that's not that, sexy. It's just like, hey man,
No,
I have some issues with my ads. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna help you. And then I told him like, yeah, I'll help you hire some good guy. And then first I was a little bit consulting on the side, and then he was like, hey, do you want to take over? And and you take over. But like this is the funny part. Like, if people are listening or watching this podcast, what I talked about with expertise, right? It's like you're there. You have 5 minutes in the jacuzzi to say the right thing.
Yeah.
Right? Or you can just go to bed and sleep and never see you again.
Sure.
Right? And then you say something like, oh, what do you mean with that? Oh, that sounds good. And then you start talking, right? So it's again like showing that expertise, right? Like people can ask you a question. If you don't answer that question properly, they're like, okay, cool. And then they will let it go.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's what people don't realize. That's my biggest regret sometimes. In Budapest, I met this guy at the crazy restaurant. I didn't give him my name card or my Instagram. Right. I'm like, I messed up with sales, right? I'm always like, that's more about the action taking, but I'm also always analyzing, okay, what could I have said here that would have portrayed me in a better light, right? So that's the same there. Like it's always kind of like sales.
Yeah. All right, I like that. Maybe a question more that's selfish, a little bit for me. I want to go to Hong Kong, right? Reconnect with my roots, but also I always like to have a purpose with the travel, right?
Yes.
So I know we talked about this. I want to do something for Hong Kong, like a business in Hong Kong, something related to Hong Kong.
Yes.
And one of, let's say, Hong Kong's unique mechanism that not a lot of people know about is the 0% tax.
Yes.
So consulting me, let's say I come with you, whatever, I have this offer, paying you for your time. I mean, now I get your time for free. What are the things you look for if I want to do a Hong Kong based offer? Whether it's around tourism, I think personally, like if it's focused around business, makes a lot more sense, right? Because it's like cash in, cash out, right? The 0% tax is, everyone understands that immediately. Every business owner understands that. So if you look at this offer, how would you frame it? What's your target audience? How would you even price it? Like what's the funnel around this?
You mean like how to sell tax advice and help people set up Hong Kong company?
Yeah, pretty much. Let's go from there.
I mean, you're not gonna like this answer.
Tell me.
I don't recommend it.
Why not? But this is good. This is good, right? Like this is why I talk to you.
Yeah.
You hit it with the real shit. You hit me with the real thing.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm kind of like in that space, right, where you're researching that. I've worked with some people behind the screens. Like I've done this, but if you just look at it, there's multiple guys on YouTube explaining how to set up a Hong Kong company.
Yeah.
Right. So if there's a bunch of YouTube channels that are building trust, that getting views, like what do you think is going to happen when you run ads, right? They're like, oh, I didn't know that was a good idea. And then they start like looking it up, right?
Okay.
And they look at YouTube and it's like, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool, right? And then maybe they sign up with these other guys because they have a YouTube presence. So that's like more like the competitor, and it's also competitive landscape, right?
Sure.
It's like you have, all these guys, nomad capitalist, you have Miguel, offshore citizen, a lot of guys, right?
Okay.
So then the question would be, what can you do better? Can you be cheaper? Do you offer a certain specialization for e-commerce businesses or whatever, right? So you need to figure out like, how can I differentiate myself, position myself in a market, which I don't know the answer, right? That's something you would have to do yourself in terms of research. And then the other thing is also like, if you really analyze it, like you cannot just have a Hong Kong business. The Hong Kong business is one, right? But where you need to travel or you need to make sure you don't pay taxes in the country you're staying or you're living. Or there's a lot of other stuff to it, right? Which shrinks your audience already a lot, right? Because you cannot live, right, in the Netherlands or in Belgium where you are from and have a Hong Kong business. Now you could do that, that's illegal, and maybe they find out, maybe they don't. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
But so there, it's quite a complex offer to sell. You have to convince them like, hey, you need to move to this or this or this place and use the Hong Kong company. And then they're like, okay, but is that legal in that and that or that country? Yes, but here's the proof. And then, okay, they also need to sign up. I mean, I think you can also live in Hong Kong tax-free if you're not doing business or something in Hong Kong, as far as I know. But then you have to move to Hong Kong, right? Which is quite far away from Europeans. It doesn't work for people in the United States. So I think the audience size is quite limited. So can you make it work? Yes, but then I think the way to do it would be like with a bunch of low ticket products, where you just convince them to buy Hong Kong and Cayman Islands and all these like little packages and just go for a big AOV play. and then you should be profitable or like break even on the front end with ads, and then the people that want actual help. But then again, like you need like to have lawyers in the networks, in your network, that will be updating all the regulations that you can talk about. So to me, if you're not super passionate about it, I don't think it's that easy. I think it can work, but then is that what people really want, right? Why do they pick Hong Kong or not US, right? Yeah, like I'm working on a YouTube video script / documentation for copywriters.
Okay.
And I learned this from a Dutch guy. His name is Roy. I call it the why letter. It's like when people want to do something, there's also multiple whys, right? Like let's say you are hungry. Okay, are we gonna get food here? Are we gonna go leave and go take the taxi somewhere there, right? Now, why are we gonna do that, right? What's the argument for like us going to the city? Okay, now we go to the city, right? Are we gonna eat steak? Are we gonna eat sushi? Blah, 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 right? And okay, why do we pick steak instead of sushi or instead of Mexican, right? And then, okay, we decide on steak. Now, which steak place are we gonna pick, right? Why are we gonna pay, a low amount today, or are we gonna go for high-end steak?
Sure.
And it's the same with that, right? Like, okay, let's say I want to pay 0 taxes.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. There's multiple ways to do that.
Yep.
Okay, why do I want to set up the Hong Kong structure?
Right.
Compared to US LLC, you go to Dubai, there's a Paraguay setup, British Virgin Islands, BVI, it's called. There's a lot of other restrictions. You can even do it in Singapore, although that's more expensive. So why do you pick the Hong Kong thing? Okay, I will pick Hong Kong because of X, I, Z, right? Now, okay, why do we pick you? Why do they buy from you? Like price point, positioning, testimonials, all that stuff. Right? So there's always a couple of whys that you have to justify with logic.
Of course.
And I just feel there's so many whys.
Too many whys, yeah.
And it's so hard to give them a proper answer, right?
No, that makes sense.
You cannot make up answers, right? That's the good offers, like they make sense, right?
That makes sense, yeah.
It's like that's with the best make money online offers are always like you don't have to do anything. It takes 5 minutes a day, right? Whether that works or not is different. Or it's like only 1 hour a day. And you don't have to do this, this, and this because we have a tool for this, and we can outsource this with that person. It's like taking away all the objections, which is not, it's different, but it's more like the why, right? Like, okay, why do you want to sell on Amazon? Okay, because they deliver everything for you, yada, yada, yada. And because maybe if you do audiobooks or written books, you can use AI. So it's like, there's all these whys that you have to answer, and you end up, this is the perfect business model, or this is the perfect tech setup.
Yeah. Why do people pick a Hong Kong business? Why would people pick me, pretty much? Right.
Yes, but there's more whys in there. There's like,
of course.
Step out of the door and it's like, okay, why do you even want to pay 0% tax? Okay, okay, now I know I want to do that, but do I want to, leave my home country? This is why you should leave your home country. Why you should leave your home country? Okay, this is why you should either move every, 5 months or pick, what's it called? They have these countries where you don't pay taxes over income you don't create within the country, right?
Foreign taxes.
Non-dom and all that kind of stuff. Why do I decide for this versus that? Okay, now I know this is the strategy. Then, okay, why do I pick the business entity of Hong Kong versus US or BVI?
Okay.
Right, so there's so many freaking whys that you have, if you want to go mass market, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So that's why I don't like it as much. I mean, if you're really passionate about it, it's a different story, right? If it's passion, then you can make anything work pretty much.
Of course. Yeah, for sure. It'd be more passion, but of course, if I do something, I want to do it correctly, right? I want to do it right.
And you want to scale, right?
Yeah, of course.
So, if you want to scale, you need to convince everybody
yes.
that is thinking about paying little tax that Hong Kong is the best setup together with the other pieces around it.
Sure. And that's why I guess the market itself regarding this is more global, right? Like the nomad capitalists, like the other guys that are doing this, they focus on the whole globe and see all the options that are there. You go on his YouTube channel, you see how to live like a king in Georgia, how to live like a king in Oman, how to live so that's why they do that instead of focusing on one city. Or one place. Right?
I mean, the reason is, of course, that you can have that company, but you still need to live somewhere, right? And that might or might not influence your tax situation.
For sure.
But even then, there's multiple options. Okay, you have Hong Kong. Where are you going to live? Are you going to live in Paraguay? Or are you going to live in Cayman Islands? Or are you going to live in the UAE? Although I'm not sure if that's legal doing it like that, depending on how you structure it. And then they have to decide where they want to live. Or if they are not going to live anywhere, okay, I want to live 5 months per year there and 5 months per year there and then 2 months per year there, right? Like they need to have an answer to all those questions before they can buy.
For sure.
Or they're not that smart if they just randomly buy your stuff and then you get refunds and like a bunch of customer support.
Yeah, this is why I like talking to you, man.
But that's just my opinion, right? Like
Yeah.
I have been wrong once.
Of course, yeah. No, I appreciate that. It's always good to have a different perspective, because at this point, any idea I pitch to anyone, they're like, "Oh shit, this is the greatest idea ever." You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, how I see it work is if you really blow up your social media and you attract a lot of digital nomads, and then they start asking you like, "Hey, how did you do that Hong Kong setup?" Blah blah blah. Right? Then you can probably even make some kind of affiliate deal. Then you don't have to deliver. You know.
That's basically.
And
what
you're
I
also
was-
not legally liable. So it's like,
That was basically the idea. Like,
Yes.
I'm not planning to run. I'm not operations guy. I'm an advertiser, right?
exactly.
So basically, find some guy that does it actually,
Yeah.
and then whatever, get a commission deal.
Yeah, I mean, like I think if you can find somebody who is like whatever, a way quicker setup, and a way to automate all the Stripe payments, so you don't have to do your own accounting, because you need to do accounting in Hong Kong, right? Although it's basic.
First 1 year and a half, you don't, but that's
Yeah, so there's like a couple of things. Like if you find somebody who's like cheaper or faster or more efficient,
yeah.
or has some other benefits, because I know there's a lot of guys offering Hong Kong, and then you get also a Payoneer account and an Airwallex account, and there's like this whole package. So the whole package needs to be either better and then for a similar price, or the same package but cheaper and then faster and like more trustworthy. Then you could probably rip some affiliate campaigns there, but I don't think that's gonna scale to more than like, I don't think you can spend like 100K a month easily on
I don't think
just
either.
like setting up the company, right?
Yeah, I
Because
don't think so.
they're selling it for 2 to 4K. They can give you probably 10 to 30% commission. Already the CPA is like, you have to get a CPA of like 100 to 200 bucks to make that work. So
Sure. Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
depressing answer.
No, it's cool. It doesn't matter,
yeah,
because you need both sides, right?
yeah.
I'm definitely more optimistic in nature.
Yes.
I think you're more pessimistic in nature, and that's why you're good at what you do. I think.
I mean, I don't know if that's a healthy way to look at it. I just think I look at reality, right?
Right.
So I'm also
All
optimistic.
pessimistic.
Say again?
That's what all pessimistic people say, though. No.
No, I think like I just look at the size. Like I told you, like if you are passionate about it, do it. Like if you are, building a social media following that's interested in that, do it. That's why I said, right?
Yeah.
Like if you ask me, like, is that the best way to spend my time for the most gain or the most fun? I would say no, right? That's not.
Sure.
I think that's a fact.
That's true.
not
No,
like-
I agree.
That's not really like pessimistic or optimistic. It's just like what it is, like market size. It's just that's how I look at it. It's like numbers. You're like, okay, what's the market size? Okay, the levels of awareness. Okay, this is the easiest level. How do you crack that? How many people are in the market? What are your margins? How much is the normal affiliate fees? Right. So if you just think that through, right, then I'm like, yeah, I mean, it sounds like an opportunity, but not like the best
The
opportunity.
best, yeah.
Knowing you as well, right? Knowing what kind of numbers you're doing, I'm like, yeah. So I'm not pessimistic at all. Like, I'm like always looking for things to scale. So I'm optimistic. I'm like, oh, I see this benefit. This
Yeah, that
benefit.
makes sense.
We have this advantage. So, yeah.
You're very good at picking the right opportunities. I think that's like one thing that I see you being differentiated from other marketers and advertisers.
I mean, you
Like,
too, right?
Sorry?
You are also pretty good at that.
Yeah, but in a different market, right?
Yes, of
and
course.
Also, you let's say, for example, if I had to do what you did,
Yes.
I don't think I'd be successful at all, right? I'd be way too high, working with all kinds of people, getting too many ideas, and just jumping in a boat too fast. But you're good at, okay, let's look at this logically before I jump in. Let's analyze the steps, and then let's make a decision, right? Like, let's actually look at the numbers.
Yes.
You're not like projecting crazy numbers. You're also not under projecting. It's like quite accurate, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's something you can also learn, right? I think if you would do a little bit more of that with what you're doing, right? I mean, I think you are doing all this stuff. Like, I see the offers you're picking, and you're always picking mass market offers. You are studying all the VSLs. Then you have a feeling like, hey, I think I can beat this VSL. And then you rip a VSL, right? So you're literally doing the same as me. You are analyzing all that stuff. And maybe not like as much with numbers as I do, but you don't have to. Because if you pick mass market, the only question is, can I beat them marketing-wise?
Yeah.
If you feel like, hey, I have a good idea or a story or whatever, and you can beat them, you're there. It's not that complicated, right? And because
that's true. Yeah.
because you're not working with sales teams, it's more about like, yeah, how much can I sell?
Yeah.
What's the AOV? Same stuff, right? You're looking at an offer, like, okay, I have some other offers on the back end. I can get the LTV up. Okay, boom, you do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same stuff. You're doing the same thing as me, just different arena, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's like you just don't like working with anybody. You just like doing your own stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
pretty
so
much.
your character like pushed you more into that direction, but you're doing the same as me.
Pretty much. All right. You want to plug anything?
Do I want to plug anything? No,
Yeah.
I don't want to plug anything. I
Maybe
think
social
I
media.
I definitely have a podcast that's maybe as good as Z's podcast. So if you want to check it out,
it
like
doesn't exist yet.
hopefully he'll put my YouTube link
Yeah, for sure,
underneath
sure.
it as well. What I do is I just interview people like Z for fun to learn,
Yeah.
to get inspired and to do some crazy learn some crazy stuff and get some insider info. So my YouTube will be hopefully below and my Instagram,
Will be.
and maybe you can check out my podcast. And that's pretty much it. And,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm curious also what you want to do with your life. You're here now in Budapest. What's the plan for the rest of the year? Give us a little bit of a sneak peek.
For the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going with you to Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. We have to be in Asia there. So I'm trying to figure out if I should go like before that already to Hong Kong, explore a bit of Asia,
Yeah.
or after. Because I definitely want to stay there for 1 or 2 months. Like I said, I really, really, really want to reconnect with my roots,
Yeah.
learn Chinese again, all that stuff. Like now I have the money, I have the time, why not, right?
Yeah.
I know too much about Europe, not enough about China. So yeah, that's definitely something I want to do in terms of the business. It's doing well.
Yeah, you're gonna
Also,
buy
thanks-
some more Louis Vuitton today, or tomorrow. So
Also thanks to your advice, so hiring 2 people full time. Going to hire a like editorial content writer right now for product,
nice.
because like that's something I'm really really lacking on.
Yeah.
Because I just don't care about it. I just don't care about it enough.
Yeah.
Neither do my copywriters. So I need to hire someone to support us full time
Yeah.
in terms of getting the products up and running before we launch the campaigns or while we're launching the campaigns. And that will unlock like a huge part of the business,
Yeah.
So right now I'd say it's
How many offers do you have live right now?
there's one neutral offer it did 500K this month revenue. One digital 250 maybe, with like very low profit margins, to be honest, like 10-20%.
But you're gonna sell your neutral on the back end, or?
Yeah. I mean, it's already selling on the back end.
Nice.
So the product basically sells the Nutra. So I made a digital product to sell the Nutra
Yeah.
on the back end. The product is like a fat sales letter to sell the Nutra,
Nice.
and that's working. So there's that. There's the new offer that the guy that we'll meet now, that's going live, is basically a rip of the digital offer. Digital offer works. I said, okay, just rip this, and
Yeah.
we'll run it.
So he doesn't know that you produced it.
Oh no, he knows. Yeah, no, he knows. But yeah, I gave him the script. I say, okay, just rip this.
Yeah.
It's basically a different angle, same offer, same audience. Then there's a lower ticket digital offer that's running right now. I have to scale that fully new funnel, like new angle, but still health. So everything is in health, right?
Yeah.
That I'm doing. So that digital offer is working. And now I want to make a physical offer for that, but that'll take time. I've been traveling too much, man. Like I need to lock in. So for the next month, I'll just be at home working and scaling these offers. Like too many new offers that are profitable popping off but not scaling. So that's a problem.
That's how much. Yeah, we're going to Malaysia. Malaysia. So yeah, home at Tech Festival. Yeah, never been. Do you regret signing up for that? No, honestly, because I like adventure. I have nothing to do. I mean, I have things to do, but in terms of time, that's what else am I making money for, right? And I think it'd be interesting, and I'll meet new people. Yeah, I'll get to see Asia. I'll get to explore Asia, doing things around it. Singapore, by the way, a lot of direct response guys. So I'll probably go to Singapore after. I know one guy that's doing big numbers, like 7 figures a month. Yeah, he'll probably come too. So you'll meet him too. To Malaysia. Yeah, to the event. I told him like just randomly. I said, "Oh shit, I might go to this so close, right?" Yeah, and he helped me along with notification. Like I'm as an affiliate, and we have affiliate here too. And so yeah, but people are very different to war like, and then analytical, step by step, build this manifestation. This is up from the value for the yips. Yeah, but no, I don't know if it's still good. So that's why I don't want people to sign up in a thing. So you have that. Yeah, no, but for example, I met to happy stance. Him, I met through the video guy. I met to happy stance. The freelance by your means or my first, let's say full timer by your means. Chatting shit on Twitter. So it's all just like happenstance, just by doing things, right? Yeah, by getting better. It's not by networking. I mean, you are kind of like tapping into big banks and maybe they start networks. We help each events and we so then that's a big thing to be honest. And people will reach out to you, like people find out about your offers, spending a lot of money on offers. You are like watching this on ClickBank. They'll ask like, hey, who's this? And then that's all. You are okay with like your name will do. Sure. Yeah, they'll ask like, yo, can I this guy? And then they'll ask you, or do you want Sophia or sure? How are we doing with YouTube pins? Or true. Bro, I never ran YouTube. I only ran YouTube once at GDN. That popped up like a permaban. So I'm doing native now. I'll probably do Rumble, maybe Snapchat, but that's more ecom to be honest. Yeah. But yeah, that's another reason why I want to do Hong Kong because I meet these guys, these legal guys. But fucking hell, it's a joke, man. Like, yeah, I mean, they make so much money, like, with so little. And I'm going to use the word sophistication, not because sophistication in terms of how they think. These are very, very smart guys, right? They work hard. The marketing is great. The sophistication in terms of the methods they use in marketing, right? Like, I was just on a trip in Prague. This guy I met in Hong Kong through Twitter. I said, yo, bro, come to Europe. This is Europe. He's doing like millions of dollars a month. He has a $50 EOV. You believe that shit? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and the COGS is on 20%. That's unbelievable. I see that shit. I'm like, if I did it, of course I have to do it, and that's why, I want to be in Hong Kong. I want to get my products out there. I want to be there, go to the Canton Fair Trade, see these products in person, negotiate good rates, and then start. Now I can invest. I can do these things, and he's looking at an exit. This is a very clean brand, right? It's like literally an ad to a product page. Very crazy. Yeah. No, that's it. With three bullets, one title, money back guarantee. Shit, literally. I'm not even joking. It's ridiculous. So when I see like all the hard work that I do compared to this, of course, it's like testing price, blah 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 blah. But okay, bro, I can test 10 products a day like this. It goes. So how do you like Budapest? It's cool. So I think so Prague is better in the winter. Why? Less tourists, more beautiful. I mean, in the winter there's also many tourists here. But here there's less tourists right now even. Like if you go to, of course, if you go to close to Eastern, all tourists, right? But other parts of the city, it's all locals and it's more chill. You can take a walk without like fucking young guy or like loud American. It's hard to be fun like going to the streets, right? Yeah. Yeah. So in terms of visuals, Budapest does beat Prague. Honestly, I mean, like Bucharest out to all the Austria, yeah, and also, honestly, also Bucharest. But Bucharest, like, you don't go there for the views. We talk about it. I think Bucharest has the mountains, which I'm guessing here too. But yeah, I like Budapest. I will stay here. It's like, I don't know. Doesn't have a right vibe for me. I like that gritty or gangster. Yeah, like Hong Kong, you have the business side, but you also have like that gritty local vibe, street food, all that stuff. So yeah, Budapest is nice. Alright, cool. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. Thanks for having me. Oh, thanks for having me.